Bro, this series is going to teach you how to trade in the simplest and clearest way possible. I'm going to start with the complete basics and work my way up all the way to my entry model and exactly how to execute. Everything I teach is going to be based around ICT concepts, but it's from my own unique perspective. All right, no more rambling. I'm going to get right into it and show you exactly how to use TradingView. So opening TradingView, yours is going to look something like this. This is going to be basically like the home base where you map everything out, you execute all your trades. So I'm going to start by showing you how to change the chart colors to make it look clean. Because we're trading price action, we want to be able to see these candles as clear as possible. So starting with the chart colors, this is the color that I set the body to. I set the borders to just black at 90% and 90% for this as well. And that's black. And then this is 85%. And then bearish candles, it's this color at 85%. And then it's black as well for both of these. Now to clean up the actual chart, I'm going to be changing the background as well as removing these grid lines because we don't really need them. They just get in the way. To remove these bars, you just click this electronic trading hours background and change the opacity to 0. And then now I'm going to remove the grid lines and then also change the background. So grid lines, you just click none and that removes all of them. And this is the background color that I use right here. So now you can already see it's looking so much cleaner. We can go to settings and then we can change the crosshair as well. So right now it's kind of like a dotted line like this. And you can change it to whatever you'd like. I like this one because it's not really in your face, just like a light gray color. Now, when you open TradingView, you might have indicators that are already set up. Usually the volume one is here. We don't need this, so we can remove it by just coming up to the top here, clicking it, and then just deleting it like that. That way it just clears up a lot of the chart space and it's not going to be getting in your way. With ICT, we're not really going to be using any indicators. But if you do need to add indicators, this is where they're going to be. You just click indicators at the top here, and then they all come up here. This is community-made ones as well as the TradingView ones. The idea is to be able to read these candles as clearly as possible. So we want to have just one chart layout. But if you come up to the top here and click this icon, then you can select different layouts to be able to have different charts on each screen. So there's tons of different options here, but for now, we're just going to keep it at this one so that we can clearly read what's going on. So if you haven't noticed already, there's different time frames. So these are going to be listed at the top here. We're going to select the time frames that I use just to make it super easy during this series to follow along. So to do that, you're going to come to the top here, click this drop down arrow, and then you're just going to come down to the 1 minute and you're going to click favorite on that. And then the 5 minute, click favorite, the 15 minute, click favorite, the 1 hour, click favorite, and then 4 hour, and then the 1 day. So then that's going to save these all at the top here so you can cycle through different time frames. I'm going to explain later what these actually mean, but just for now, set those so that you can follow along. This is going to change the text on the side here. So all you have to do is click canvas and then click the text. And I like changing it to black. And then you could do like 90% just so it doesn't pop out too much. It's a little bit cleaner that way. And then for the lines, I just do black, set the opacity to like 50% or so again, so it doesn't pop out too much. It just looks a little bit cleaner that way. Now you might have these buy and sell buttons at the top here. We don't need them right now, so we can come into trading and then click buy and sell buttons just to remove it to look a bit cleaner. And then same goes for the title. We can clean this up a little bit by clicking symbol, and then we can remove some of these. So we don't need the open market status. We don't need the chart values. We don't need the bar change values. And then for the title, I usually just do symbol and then keep the logo as well. So this just tells you what you're trading and that's all we need. Now you can already see how much cleaner this chart looks. Now we can focus on what's actually important without anything getting in the way. You might not have this at the top here. This is a drawer that just holds all of your drawing tools. So the way you bring this up is just go to the corner here and click this star, and that's going to bring up this list. It might not have all of these in it right now, but I'll show you how to add them. So all you have to do is come to the left here where all these tools are, and then you click this arrow and then it gives you a bunch of different options. So the ones that you can favorite are the trend line and then the horizontal ray line. We don't need them right now, but throughout the series, these are going to become super important. Probably the two most important are going to be your long position tool and your short position tool. So that's going to look something like this, and I'll explain what this does later. The next thing you can add is this rectangle here, and this is going to be used for marking out fair value gaps. I'll explain more about them in another video. So those are all the tools that you're going to need. If you come to the top here and click this trade button, this is going to be where you connect your broker. So if you're trading prop firms or if you're trading a live account, you come in here and then you click whichever broker you're using. Right now, you probably don't have anything set up. So this is where you can access paper trading. So all you have to do is click this, and then it's going to connect to your paper trading account. And that way you could do simulated trading without having to worry about connecting an actual broker. when you click on this trade tab, it's going to bring up the order panel. So we'll get more into this later, but this is where you're going to actually be executing your trades. There's the buy and sell buttons. You can put in how many contracts you want, as well as all the other trade settings you need. The next thing on the side here is going to be all of the different symbols. So these are going to be all the different assets that you might be trading. For now, all I want you to do is come up and click the add button and then type in M&Q. And then add that. So it's going to add it to your watch list so that you could easily click it and be able to come right to that chart. There might be a bunch of different ones here already by default, and you can just go in and remove the ones you don't want. Now, you don't have to really worry about any of these other options on the side here, but this is just going to be kind of like an object tree that tells you what your drawings are on the chart. So let's say you have a line, it comes up right there. If you have like a position tool, it comes up there as well. And then you can come over here and you can like hide different objects and stuff that you might not need. Now, I know you're super eager to get into learning how to trade, but this is obviously where it starts. So now that we have TradingView set up and it's super clean and we can easily read these candles, in the next video, I'm going to be talking about why I trade futures, specifically NQ and ES. So it's NASDAQ and the S&P 500. If you guys have any other questions, just leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to them right away. Yeah, set up TradingView, look around, experiment a little bit and just get used to what this looks like, because this is where you're going to be executing all your trades as well as doing all of your analysis for the day. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.